Don't ever, 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 hola, si, senor, mamma mia. Don't ever, ever let your wife see your weakness.
Yes,
Don't,
sir.
don't ever tell your wife your issues because she can't handle it. She is supposed to look up to you and you'll look up to God. Your help comes from God, not from your wife. Your wife needs you to be strong and not telling her your problem because she'll judge you for it and never forget it. She will always remind you. Miguel is a first time call out of Arizona. Miguel, thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Are
I
you,
was just calling. I just recently found out about you about like a week ago, 2 weeks ago,
yes.
and I gotta say I'm not really a person of faith, and
You said, speak up a little bit, Miguel. You say you're not a person of faith?
no, no.
What is a
Growing up, I
person?
was, but
What is a person of faith?
I guess religious.
You don't even know what it is, huh?
Yeah, I guess no, I don't.
Why are you repeating something that you heard without? Because you just condemned yourself just based on what you heard, and you don't even know what it is or what it means.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess that's why I was calling just to get your take. Get some guidance.
Okay, go ahead. How old are you, Miguel?
I'm 26 years old.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm 26 years old. My dad kind of up and bailed when I was young, and my mom tried, to try to get me into sports, and whether it's like football or boxing and stuff like that. But she did her best, but I never really had a father figure.
Why did was your father married to your mother?
Yeah, they were married. They were married for a while.
Why
And
did he
then,
leave her? Why did he leave her?
Why did you leave her? I'm not really. I'm not really sure. I tried to reconnect with them about 2 years ago, and we made a couple plans, and he just wouldn't show up.
What I would so you know how to reach him now?
Yeah, I know how to reach him now, but every time I do, he kind of just bails on me, so I kind of just let that go.
And what do you say to him when you reach him?
Pretty much I'd like to talk to him, because growing up, I want to forgive him. For the most, because he was abusive growing up. He was an alcoholic.
He was abusive to who? He was what did he do to you? You say he was abusive. How was he abusive to you?
Just physically abusive. Growing up in school, I would get into a lot of fights. So I'd come home and I guess he would just give me a whooping.
How is that abusive? Why do you call that abusive?
Yeah, his methods were, it wasn't just spanking. It was just like just beating me. Sometimes I wouldn't be able to go to school for like 3 days because I'd have like bruised ribs.
Why were you fight? He would break your ribs too?
Yeah, he has maybe 3 times.
Because you were fighting at school?
Because of fighting in school, because I wouldn't listen to him or my mom,
Right.
Yeah.
And why were you not listening to your mother?
Because, they would try to tell me to stay inside. They would try to ground me, but they'd be out, working all day, and I would just try to sneak out, and just hang out with my friends or whatever.
Oh, they were both out working?
Yeah, they were both out working, and I was just, at the time I was around when I was 12 years old, 14.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they were wrong for doing that. The mother should have stayed home and watched over you until the father got home from work. I think that mothers who go to work when they have children are very selfish women. It's about themselves and not about their children. And that's why one of the reasons you end up in these situations. He should not have beat you like that when no one was there to guide you the right way to go. They both were wrong for that.
Yeah. And I try to forgive my. Well, I tell my mom that I forgive her because she apologizes to me all the time for my upbringing. But I think she knows that I kind of resent her for it.
Yeah. Did you tell her that you resented her for it?
No, I've never told her.
Did you forgive her?
Don't worry about it. Like it's in the past, water under the bridge. But I think she kind of senses it.
No, it's not water on the bridge. It's still with you. That's why you're suffering. Have you forgiven your mother for what she did to you, the way she treated you too?
Yeah. I want to say I have, but I don't think I have completely.
You haven't then. You need to forgive your mother for the way she treated you as well, and forgive your father. And the way you do it, Miguel, you got to tell her, I resented you for whatever she did, imposing on you, trying to control your life in the wrong way, and I resent you, whatever she did. And then Miguel, can you hold for a minute? I'm at the top of the hour. I'll come right back to you after this break. Will you hold on?
Yeah, I can wait.
All right, do not hang up. Hold on. Miguel, so what do you need to forgive your mother for? What did she do?
My mother, well, I guess, trying to control me,
In what way?
Pretty much just, well, like I was telling you, I growing up, I wasn't exactly religious, and she kind of would try to force it on me.
Yeah.
And not in a loving way, but in just, a forceful way. Where, everything, you got to do this or you're going to go to hell,
Amazing.
Through, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I recommend you go to her and don't be all tippy-toe and weak about it. Don't be beta. Just say, hey,
Yeah.
you should realize that she could not help it because it's the father that's supposed to guide the children in the right way to go. The mother's supposed to work with the father. She's the vice president. He's the president. But she couldn't help herself. So because her mother screwed up her life and her father was weak, as your father was weak. And so you go to her and forgive her for what. Don't ask for forgiveness. Don't say, oh, I know I was wrong too. Don't say any of that. Just say, hey, mother, whatever you call her, I forgive you for trying to screw up my life. And I realize now you did your best. You couldn't help it. And I'm wrong for resenting you for it. You're wrong for what you did, but I'm sorry for resenting you for it. I'm wrong for that. Because if you don't forgive her, Miguel, you're not going to get better. The only reason you feel the way you feel right now is because you're separated from God by resenting your father and mother. They literally were wrong, but they could not help themselves. Their fathers and mothers screwed them up too.
Yeah.
And your father could not handle your mother, so that's why he bailed out. He couldn't handle her because he was married to his mother, because you become attracted to what you hate. And most men, if not all, most men resent their mothers. And so every woman they get involved with is mama.
Yeah. All right, Justin. You're right. I gotta have that conversation with her. But to be honest, I never really have. I always kind of try to avoid it. Even when my wife kind of brings it up, brings up my past.
When your wife
mentions that I don't talk about it. Yeah, I'm married.
You married? You have kids?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I have 3 kids.
Amazing, man. And your wife wants you to bring up your past to who? Her or your mother?
To my mom. She wants me to talk to my mom, and I kind of wanted to. I didn't really care to speak to my father, but my wife thought it would be a good idea to kind of clear the slate with him.
If you don't forgive your father, you would never know God. You will always be a son of Satan. You got to forgive your father.
What am I to do if I try to meet up with him and he just doesn't? We make a plan that, okay, we're gonna meet up here at this time, and then he just doesn't show up.
So next time we talk to him on the phone, just in case he doesn't show up, it sounds like he's not. Just say, hey, I just want to tell you I'm sorry for resenting you. I understand now what happened, and I'm sorry for holding that against you. That's all I want to tell you, Dad. Just tell him that, and you'll be done with it.
Okay.
You can tell him it on the phone, and God will forgive you. And don't worry about becoming a Christian or anything. Once you forgive, it's going to happen naturally. It'll come directly from God.
Okay. Because Jesse, this is why I called. This is what I needed to hear.
Yeah. Don't try to be a Christian. You just need to forgive, and God will do the rest.
Yes, sir.
And Miguel, don't ever, hola, si, senor, mamma mia. Don't ever let your wife see your weakness.
Yes, sir.
Don't ever tell your wife your issues because she can't handle it. She is supposed to look up to you, and you'll look up to God. Your help comes from God, not from your wife. Your wife needs you to be strong and not telling her your problem because she'll judge you for it and never forget it. She will always remind you.
Yes, sir.
You understand that?
I understand.
Have you already told her your weaknesses?
Yeah, I have. We've heard that together. Things that I guess my past, and just opening up.
No, don't share the past with your wife. She'll hold your past against you. Because you're on your way to becoming free now. And if you go to work on a white cloud, and she see you on the cloud, she still judge you about the past.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and don't ever try to prove to her that you have changed. You just do right, you be right, and do right, because you can never prove to a woman that you have changed. The more you try to prove it to her, the more she'll try to take control of you by acting like she just doesn't understand it. I don't believe it. You're just lying. And you try to prove it until it drives you nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Have you ever tried to prove anything to her already?
Not so much like, I'm trying to, go out of my way, but just kind of like you say, just by my actions alone,
Yeah.
whatever problem that she comes with, she tells me about, I don't tell her like, I'm going to fix it. Like, I just do it, and eventually she'll come around and she'll tell me like, I've noticed changes in you. Like, I appreciate that. We have a pretty good, line of communication.
Good, but don't tell her your weaknesses. When you get home from work, she said, how you doing, Miguel? How was your day? All is well. Don't tell her it was so hard at work. I can't stand my boss. I can't stand the people at work. Don't whine like a little girl.
Yes, sir.
Just tell her all is well.
Okay. I will.
So, are you doing my silent prayer video?
No, I haven't. I know I've heard you talk about it, but no, I haven't.
I want you to start doing that silent prayer video. You're going to be fine, Miguel. If you take these steps, do the silent prayer video, go to your mother and forgive her. And if she doesn't apologize, that's fine. If she is start crying, that's fine. If she try to deny it, that's fine. Same thing with your father, because you're not going to them to ask for forgiveness. You're going to them to forgive them for what they've done to you, and God will forgive you. They couldn't help themselves. They're in a fallen state as well.
Yes, sir.
And so if you do it the right way, you'll walk away free, especially from your mother.
Yeah. Yeah, and she, I try really hard to, I should really have that conversation with her, because she has a active role in my kid's life and, in my life as well.
No, you need to get your mother out of your life, Miguel. Because if she didn't even raise you in the right way, what made you think she's going to raise your kids in the right way? She's going to screw them up too.
Yeah, well, you got a point.
Until she apologized for being wrong, I wouldn't take that risk with my children with her.
Yeah.
That's my advice. You do what you want, but she's going to screw your kids up, man.
Yeah.
And even if she tells you she's not, she will. She will secretly do it. And she'll tell them, don't tell your daddy. Grandma got some love for you. Here's some cake. Don't tell your daddy I gave it to you.
Yeah. I mean, my 6-year-old already tells me that stuff.
So what?
My 6-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll he's one of those kids who's like, oh, don't say this, and he'll turn around and tell you.
Yep.
Yeah, so,
When women, that's how women turn the children away from the father. If you tell your wife or your mother, don't do this with my son or daughter, I don't want them to have any cake. I'm just using that as an example. They'll say, okay, Miguel, we won't give them cake. Okay, Miguel. Hola. And then as soon as you leave, they'll say, come on, take the cake, but don't tell your daddy. In that very moment, they're turning your kids away from you toward them. And as your kids get older, they're not going to want to obey you. They're going to think you're the enemy and that the mama is the friend. And it's not that way at all. And you won't know what have happened. You would not know what happened because you weren't there to see it.
Yeah, you're right.
So I recommend, until your mother apologized for being wrong, I wouldn't take that risk with my kids. You need to protect them from your mother.
Yes, sir.
Because she's already screwed up the whole family.
Yeah.
Do you live near her?
Yeah, I live relatively close. We live like probably like 5-6 miles away.
Why? Why would you move way away?
Way away.
Move to.
I'm not sure because we just like this area, and yeah. I mean, I guess I'm not really sure. I didn't really think about moving away from her.
Does her
But
mother?
It wasn't, I guess.
Go ahead.
It was mostly about like I guess what we could afford.
Well, get 2 jobs.
Yeah, I got 2 jobs, but yeah, I got to get a better paying one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Does her mother live around you too?
No, her mother, no, she lives in Mexico.
Oh, well, leave her in Mexico. Don't bring her across the border.
All right.
It's enough dealing with your mama. Leave her mama over the border, the other side of the border.
Okay. So.
Oh, God. Miguel, I'm glad you called, man. If you follow those instructions, do the silent prayer, go to your mother and be honest with her about what she did and forgive her. And no matter what she says, don't fall for it. Forgive her. Hey, Mom, I forgive you. I know now you can help yourself. And likewise with your father, since he won't meet with you, has to say, hey, Daddy, whatever you call him, I want to forgive you for what you did to me. I realize now you couldn't help it. Neither one of you could help yourself. That makes sense, man?
Yeah, man, that makes perfect sense. I'm glad I called you. But before I go, the last time
Speak into the phone, buddy.
My dad, I don't mean to draw it out or anything, but I did get into a fight with my dad.
Yeah.
A physical fight when I was like 16, 17.
Right.
Yeah, I've never saw him before. Like hit my mom, and he was beating on my mom, and we got into a fight. And long story short, I whooped. I don't know if I can cuss on the radio, but I pretty much beat him up, and he kicked me out.
I don't blame him. Because the
What was that?
fight, I don't blame your father. The fight was between your father and your father's wife. It had nothing to do with you, but your mother played victim and you took the side of your mother, turning against your father, and you were wrong for that. But you couldn't help it because you didn't know you were being deceived by your mother. She was playing victim. You don't know that she was driving your father's nuts.
Yeah.
That's why your father mad at you, because dealing with you is like dealing with his wife.
Yeah, I mean, you may be right. Well, I told him, we talked about it, because after, about 2 weeks after everything happened and I was living at my friend's house, he told me to come back, and so did my mom, but I just decided to live with my friends and eventually got my own place when I was old enough.
Yeah.
You know.
What made you fight your father because he was fighting with his wife? Well, why would you jump into it?
Well, because my dad always taught me to stand up for others, and he always told me, don't hit women, stand up for women. And then I see him, smacking my mom around, and I got involved. I got in the middle of it. And, I wasn't, at first, I didn't come at swinging. I just told him to calm down, and then he started hitting me. So that's when I just blew up,
Yeah. Well, your father was married to his mother. His mother treated him the way your wife treated him, and he hasn't forgiven his mother. And so he didn't know how to handle it, right? Because he married to his mother. But at the time, you didn't know you were kids relying on your father and mother, so you couldn't help it. But you had identified with your mother, and your father already frustrated with her, and that's why he did that with you. But so forgive them so that you won't end up in the same situation.
Yeah. Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So apologize to your father for resenting him for that, because he think that dealing with you is like still dealing with his wife, that you just like his mother, your mother, and there's nothing worse for a father is for his children to turn to become like the mother.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen, I know you said your wife sounded like she really wanted to do the right thing with you. When you start changing and she can't control you anymore, you're going to see a different person in her as well. She's only being nice right now because she has control over you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she has her moments where she does kind of flip the switch, but I don't let her, get to me. I don't let her get me angry or anything. I just kind of just roll with the punches,
Well, I don't want you to roll with the punches. I want you to start speaking up, but don't be angry, because you got to help your wife, and you will eventually overcome the hell that's in her as well.
Like, when that happens, what should I say?
When you forgive your mother, and your father, return to your father by forgiving him, and through him you will return to God. So you'll become your natural self. And when things happen in your family with your wife and kid, you will see what to say. You will see how to be honest with her, about her. When she's wrong, you'll be able to tell her without being angry. You'll naturally see what to say because you won't have fear.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Pretty much just take those steps, forgiving my mom, forgiving the dad, and everything else will kind of just flow out.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And when you start waking up, your wife is going to try to control you even more so. And then when you say no, she's going to bake a cake for you. If you eat the cake, she got you.
Yeah.
And if you
right.
and if you don't eat the cake, she's going to offer you sex. And if you have sex, she got you.
Oh man, yeah.
So if
That's that weakness.
Right. But and the only reason you have weakness with sex because you resent your mother and you're trying to get something from your wife that women don't have. Women don't have love to give. Women receive love from men as men receive love from God. Women don't have love to give. So sex is not love. The only purpose for sex is to make a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's not love. when you stop being angry and you correct your wife, you guide your family in the right way to go, you be a good example, that's love.
Yeah.
So don't worry about all that right now. It'll all fall in place for you. But for now, do the silent prayer, forgive your mother, and return to your father by forgiving him. And once you do that, your eyes will open up even more so, Miguel, and it's going to be amazing. You haven't seen anything yet.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll take those steps.
Okay, let me know how it goes, all right?
All right. Sounds good. Oh, one more question. Are you going to back the Great White Hope?
Oh, the wall going up.
20?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 4 more years.
All right. 2-term Trump.
Yeah, are you for him as well?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Right on. Real men
I
vote for
got a lot of resentment for that too. A lot of people stopped talking to me.
Well, that's fine.
Because I'm Mexican. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's racist. He's racist." But all that stuff that he said. I mean, I think it was just the media just propping him up.
Absolutely.
I think he just misspoke.
And he doesn't say exactly what they say he said. They take what he says and they twist it in order to try to get people like you angry so you don't vote for him.
Yeah.
Real men vote for Trump. Beta males vote for Democrats.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Amazing. Thank you, Miguel. Yeah, 4 more years, man.
Yes, sir. Of course. And thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate you taking my call.
Absolutely. How did you find us?
I was on. It was about, I guess, a little less than 2 weeks ago, and I was just going through YouTube, and there was a recommended video of you and some guy named Destiny.
Right.
You guys were debating, and oh man, you had me dying. I could not stop laughing. Like you had me in tears, and I told my friends about you. I showed them the videos of that trans fluid girl.
Oh yeah.
The I told my wife, you have both of us howling.
Well, that's good, man. You're on the right track. The reason that you understand, can see where I'm coming from is because God is allowing you to see it. So he's drawing you back unto him, and you're going to look around one day and you're going to be yourself again. You'll be Miguel. You won't be your mama. You won't be your father. You'll be you. And that's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so be patient and take those steps and you'll be fine.
All right, sir, I will.
All right,
Thank you.
All right. God bless you. Call me again, Miguel.
All right, I will. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Amazing. Men and women are waking up. And you notice most of them are millennials too, of all races. It's not about the race. It's the spirit inside, folks. It really is. It's not whether you're male or female. It's about the heart. It really is.